What's going on, guys? It's Kaiser, and today I want to talk to you guys about Iron Banner. This is going to be a very interesting topic concerning the factor of the loot and the game mode that Iron Banner will be in. Because this coming week, it will be Iron Banner, and Iron Banner's game mode will be Rift. The first time ever, actually. It's not going to be Control or Clash, it's going to be Rift. And the reason why this is so controversial, and the reason why it's such a big topic actually, is the fact that solo players, for example me, most of the time I actually solo Iron Banner on all my different characters. Sometimes I will do some stuff with friends and stuff like that, but I generally do Iron Banner solo. I do a lot of Crucible solo. And this actually hurts a lot of solo players like me, and probably a lot of you guys out there as well. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal compared to like Clash or Control, well, Clash, you were just killing people. Now, personally, I didn't like Clash. I actually felt it so much harder to actually win games in Clash, but that was just me for Iron Banner. But I generally like Control for it, and I generally play Control when I play solo. Now, with Rift is the factor that you can't just, you have to pretty much have a lot of people communicating. It's a very communicative game mode, where Clash was, it doesn't matter, you guys can just go kill someone. Control, you had to at least make sure you had 2 points, you know, captured and stuff like that, but you could still, you don't have to necessarily be communicating with your team. Pretty much everyone knows you have to have 2 flags. Now, it could be a little difficult, especially if the other team was all communicating, they were just rushing in, they only had like 1 or 2 people on a flag, but still, you didn't necessarily need communication. With Rift, if you have a solo player, okay, and like let's say there's 4 or 5 of you guys in a little group or something like that, well, what if that solo player picks up the Rift and you guys already made a clear shot on like the right side of the map and they went to the left or straight down the middle? They wouldn't know because they're not talking to you, and they just went on their own way. So now you just lost points, because when you do pick up the Rift, yeah, you get 300 points, but if they don't get any ground and they get instantly killed, the other enemy team gets 300 points plus the 100 kill on, you know, the enemy, so they get 400 points. You're losing points here. So you gotta, if you run into a solo player and they're just doing their own little thing, they're not paying attention to their team or whatever, it's going to be a lot harder. And that's the reason why it's such a big topic right now. I don't know, let me guys know what you guys think about that. It maybe Rift will be a great game mode, and because apparently everyone's just fantastic at it. I don't know, maybe not. But let's go ahead and get on topic of loot. This loot will be actually very interesting. And by the way, I will add that yes, you can actually buy the Iron Banner, or sorry, the PlayStation exclusive, I'm sorry for any of your Xbox users, but the Iron Banner class items, you can actually buy them now. Since we got the helmet last time, you'll actually be able to buy the cape or the, cloak, or the bond or the mark for your guys' hunters, titans, or warlocks. But we will be getting a scout rifle, and we will also be getting a fusion rifle. Now, the reason why I say this is weird loot is because fusion rifles have not been in the meta since year 1, okay? And everyone remembers year 1 meta with the fusion rifles. If you were that far back, they would dominate anything. They could kill you across the map, and they could outgun a shotgun in close quarters. They were just godly. If you went running a fusion rifle, no one knew what the hell you were doing, because that was just what you had to do. You just ran fusion rifle. That's what Crucible was. It was just fusion rifles. But anyways, fusion rifles nowadays aren't in the meta. They're just not. And if you guys do like fusion rifles, if you guys use Plan C, it actually has the exact kind of stat roll, except for a little less stability. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of I guess if you use it, at least you're good, you know, it's something you should be familiar with or anything like that. But I don't know, personally, I probably won't be looking to get this at all. I won't probably even buy it, just because I don't use fusion rifles. I do have a few fusion rifles I have kept, because I know the perk rolls on it are really fantastic, and maybe when they do come back in the meta, I can just pull it out and have a fantastic loadout right off the bat. So maybe if I get like some good perks, which, by the way, if you guys are looking for something, I would probably look for something for the first perk, either Eye of the Storm or you know, Rangefinder, just because it doesn't have fusion rifles don't necessarily have a lot of range, and you want to do, you know, make sure you have a lot of impact everywhere, because that's what they kind of rely on. They rely on accuracy and, you know, you hitting your shots no matter where they are. So I would probably go for something like Eye of the Storm or Rangefinder, just because those are probably the best perks in the very beginning. But for the last one, I mean, you could also get Hot Swap, by the way, for the first tier. I don't know. It really depends on how you personally are with it, because basically what you want to look for a fusion rifle is probably just to increase the accuracy, and I mean, the range is pretty good idea too. Stability that's what the accuracy is. You kind of want to just make sure you got the max stability and you got, you know, some good range on it. So that way you can, because you don't really necessarily aim down sights for fusion rifles, kind of just hip fire them most of the time. So that's what you're kind of looking for, to make sure the spread doesn't go very far and you kind of keep a tight spread on it. So that's what I would look for, just perks to keep it, you know, really good stability and just make sure you can stay accurate. So anyways, that's the fusion rifle. But the scout rifle actually has a chance. This is the one I actually would push you guys to. Like, if you get a good roll on this, I would definitely say try it, give it a shot, because the scout rifle is actually a very high impact scout rifle to a low fire rate, which also has a low magazine. So the things I would counter on this one would probably get something with, you know, I wouldn't say feather mag, just because that again lowers your magazine size, but maybe if you have gauntlets, make sure you're using those, because this is going to have, it's going to be like similar to like Jade Rabbit kind of thing, or any of those other higher impact ones. Lax Extremity I think is the high impact one from the Crucible that you can buy. They're going to be a lot slower to reload and have smaller magazine and stuff like that. So if you can find anything to give you a bigger magazine, you know, and just overall kind of like, just kind of make it, these are really hard to play with, because personally I like Jade Rabbit, and because I have gauntlets that make it go, I just, what I would basically recommend you guys, not too much look into the weapon to do that, because that damages the weapon a little more. So if you guys have gauntlets, I would say go make sure you have those gauntlets on, because you want to make sure the reload speed, because you don't want to be using feather mag, because you're ready to decrease the small amount of magazine you already have. So if you can find something with extended mag, that'd be a lot better. So that's what I would do, is just make sure you have gauntlets, have extended mag on it. If you're looking for a PvP role, honestly, I'd probably go with crowd control, just because if you guys do get an extended mag in crowd control, you can get 2 kills. If you're really good, you might be able to get 3. And crowd control on a high impact scout rifle actually gives you a huge damage boost. I think it's almost the same as a hand cannon, which would be about 80, you know, plus headshots. So like I said, if you can do that, then that'd be fantastic. I mean, I suppose if you're one of those other people too, I mean, if you can get reactive reload, it's okay. But again, I think reloading, because that's a thing that's gonna hurt you, you probably don't want that. So if you want to do more damage, I would definitely say crowd control, because it gives you more damage on that. And outlaw if you can. Personally, I always say outlaw, because it's just, again, you want to get this magazine to be in and out as fast as you possibly can. So if you can get outlaw on crowd control, that'd be fantastic roll. Personally, and with extended mags, that's probably the one I would go for. But it's always a little hard to do if you're looking for a PvE one for whatever reason on it, because it is a high impact one. Triple tap for sure, and I doubt you can get Firefly, but if you can, go for it. Although Firefly is not a very fantastic roll, so I would personally probably go for triple tap and like Army of One or Grenadier, so that way I can get my melee and grenades a lot faster. But that's just my personal opinions on this. This is the loots that we will be getting. Let me know what you guys think about the loot. Let me know if you think about, you know, let me know when you guys get the loot. Let me I'll be making another video talking about my personal experience on it too as well. Let me know what you guys get some feedback, like when you guys actually got to play with the fusion rifles and the scout rifles. Let me know if you guys got an amazing roll. Send me pictures on Twitter. I will put my Twitter on the screen right now. It's always also in the description. It's always the first thing in the description. Go ahead and tweet me some of these things. Let me know how you guys think about Iron Banner, and let me know what you guys think about Rift. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? It's gonna be really fun. Iron Banner's gonna be interesting. If you guys actually want to team up or actually even do anything, if you guys are on PlayStation 4, you guys of course can go ahead and hit me up on Twitter. I will go ahead and add you guys, and we can maybe do a group as well. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And if so, also follow me on Twitter. Just send me a message saying, hey, this is my PSN, and I'll go ahead and get back to you guys, and maybe we can do a few groups, and maybe I can do a video on that. Let me guys know. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see all of you later.